This is the Eternal Record Bible, dictated by Yeshua HaMashiac, transcribed by Heaven's 12th General. The Book of Jasher, Chapter 25. And it was at that time that Abraham rose and took Isaac his son and all his servants, and he went and journeyed to the land of the Philistines, to Abimelech, king of the Philistines. And the Lord appeared unto Abraham in those days, and he said to him, Behold, I commanded thee concerning Isaac thy son, saying, Guard him from all harm. Now therefore take heed of him, and keep him from all danger and from all hurt, and do not go from him all the days, for I will not forsake him. And Abraham did according to the word of the Lord which he had spoken unto him, and he took a journey with Isaac his son, and with all belonging to him. And Abraham did not separate himself from him all the days of his life. And there was a famine in those days in the land, and Abraham went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, to Gerar. And the men of Gerar were wicked and sinful. And the days of famine increased in the land, and the people of the land saw that Sarah was comely to look upon. And Abimelech, king of the Philistines, sent for Abraham, saying, Behold, Sarah thy wife appeareth comely to look upon. Therefore say thou, She is my sister, and I will take her, and she shall be mine. And Abraham said within himself, Surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for the sake of my wife, for none of the people here fear God. And Abraham said concerning Sarah his wife, She is my sister, in order to save his life from the people of the land. And the princes of Abimelech went and praised the woman to the king. But Abraham had said, She is my sister. And the king's servants went to Sarah, and they brought her to the house of Abimelech the king. And the king loved her exceedingly, and desired to unite with her. And God came to Abimelech in the night in a dream, through the mouth of an angel of the Lord, saying unto him, Behold, thou art to die on account of the woman whom thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for she is his wife. And if thou do not restore her, know that thou shalt surely die, thou and all belonging to thee. And Abimelech rose in the morning with terror and fear, and he called for all his servants, and he spake unto them all the words in the dream. And the people were greatly afraid. And the king hastened and sent for Abraham. And Abraham came before the king. And the king spake unto Abraham, What is this that thou hast done to us, in saying of thy wife, She is my sister? How easily might I have taken her to me for a wife? And God did unto me and my people all the words of this dream. Now, therefore, take back thy wife from my house, and go from the land in peace. And Abraham and Sarah his wife went forth from the king's presence with honor and respect, and they dwelt in the land of Gerar. And all the inhabitants of the land of the Philistines and the king's servants were greatly afraid of them, and they knew that the Lord was with them. And all the people of the land of the Philistines went forth in that year, and they sowed in the land, and they reaped 100-fold, and the Lord blessed them. And Abimelech gave Abraham much property, and sheep, and oxen, and slaves, and maidservants. And Abraham returned all that he had received unto Abimelech, and Abraham and Abimelech made a covenant together in Beersheba. And Abraham and his people remained in the land of the Philistines many days. Chapter 26. And in that year there was a famine in the land, and Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, to Gerar. For the Lord had appeared to him and said, Go not down to Egypt, dwell in the land that I shall tell thee of, and remain in this land, and I will be with thee and bless thee. And Isaac dwelt in Gerar 3 years. And Abimelech looked at Sarah and at Isaac, and he saw, and behold, he was sporting with Rebekah his wife, for Isaac dwelt securely in the land. And Abimelech called Isaac and said, Surely she is thy wife. How then sayest thou, She is my sister? And Isaac said unto him, Because I said, lest I die on account of her. And Abimelech said, What is this thou hast done to us? One of the people might easily have lain with thy wife, and thou wouldst have brought guilt upon us. And Abimelech commanded all his people, saying, He that toucheth this man or his wife shall surely die. And Isaac sowed in that land. In that year he reaped 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. And the man waxed great, and his wealth increased until he became very great. And he had possession of flocks, and possessions of herds, and a great store of servants, and the Philistines envied him. And all the wells which the servants of Abraham had dug in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines stopped them and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And Isaac departed thence, and in the valley of Gerar he and his servants dug new wells, and they strove with the shepherds of Gerar, saying, The water is ours. And Isaac called the names of the wells Esek, for they had contended with him, and Sitnah, for they had hated him. And he removed from thence, and digged another well, and for that they strove not. And Isaac called its name Rehoboth. And Isaac said, Now the Lord hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And Isaac went up from thence to Beersheba, and the Lord appeared unto him in the night, and said, I am the God of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and will bless thee, and multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And he builded an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord. And he pitched his tent there, and his servants digged a well. Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar, and Ahuzzath, one of his friends, and Pichol, the chief captain of his army. And Isaac said unto them, Wherefore come ye to see me, seeing you hate me, and have sent me away from you? And they said, We saw certainly that the Lord was with thee. And we said, Let there now be an oath between us and thee, and let us make a covenant with thee, that thou wilt do us no harm, as we have not touched thee, and as we have done unto thee nothing but good, and have sent thee away in peace. Thou art now the blessed of the Lord. And Isaac made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. And they rose up betimes in the morning, and they swore to one another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well which they had dug. And they said unto him, We have found water. And he called it Sheba. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba unto this day. And Esau at that time, after the death of Abraham, frequently went in the field to hunt. And Nimrod, king of Babel, the same was Amraphel, also frequently went with his mighty men to hunt in the field, and to walk about with his men in the cool of the day. And Nimrod was observing Isaac all the days, for he was jealous of him. And he saw that his ways were very excellent, and that he abstained from the ways of the children of men. And Nimrod desired to slay Isaac in the secret place, and he sent his servants to follow him. And Isaac frequently went and prayed before the Lord in the field. And Nimrod sent all his mighty men, and they went to the field to slay Isaac. And when they went forth, the servants of Isaac went with him to the field, and those mighty men could not come nigh to him, for the servants of Isaac were stronger and mightier than they. And they returned to Nimrod, and he was angry, and he sent them again. And they did not find him, for Isaac was concealed from them. And Esau, at that time, returning from the field, met Nimrod and his mighty men returning from their pursuit. And Esau concealed himself, for Nimrod and his men were weary from the hunt. And Esau lay in wait for Nimrod in the field, and he advanced secretly upon him and slew Nimrod. And Esau fought a desperate fight with the men that were with Nimrod. And Esau slew 2 of Nimrod's mighty men, and the rest fled. And Esau took the valuable garments of Nimrod, which Nimrod's father had bequeathed to Nimrod, and with which Nimrod prevailed over the whole land. And he ran and concealed them in his house. And Esau took those garments and ran into the city on account of Nimrod's men. And he came unto his father's house weary and exhausted from fight. And he was ready to die through grief, when he approached his brother Jacob and sat before him. And he said unto his brother Jacob, Behold, I shall die this day, and wherefore then do I want the birthright? And Jacob acted wisely with Esau in this matter, and Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, for it was so brought about by the Lord. And Esau's portion in the cave of the field of Machpelah, where Abraham had bought from the children of Heth for the possession of a burial ground, Esau sold it to Jacob, and Jacob bought all this from his brother Esau for value given. And Jacob wrote the whole of this in a book, and he testified the same with witnesses, and he sealed it, and the book remained in the hands of Jacob. And when Nimrod, the son of Cush, died, his men lifted him up and brought him in consternation, and buried him in his city. And all the days that Nimrod lived were 215 years, and he died. And the days that Nimrod reigned upon the people of the land were 185 years. And Nimrod died by the sword of Esau in shame and contempt. And the seed of Abraham caused his death, as he had seen in his dream. And at the death of Nimrod, his kingdom became divided into many divisions, and all those parts that Nimrod reigned over were restored to the respective kings of the land, who recovered them after the death of Nimrod. And all the people of the house of Nimrod were for a long time enslaved to all the other kings of the land. Chapter 27. And Esau at that time, after the death of Abraham, frequently went in the field to hunt. And Nimrod, king of Babel, the same was Amraphel, also frequently went with his mighty men to hunt in the field, and to walk about with his men in the cool of the day. And Nimrod was observing Isaac all the days, for he was jealous of him, and he saw that his ways were very excellent, and that he abstained from the ways of the children of men. And Nimrod desired to slay Isaac in the secret place, and he sent his servants to follow him. Isaac frequently went and prayed before the Lord in the field. And Nimrod sent all his mighty men, and they went to the field to slay Isaac. But the servants of Isaac went with him, and they were stronger and mightier than the men of Nimrod, so they could not approach him. And they returned to Nimrod, who was angered, and he sent them again, but they did not find him, for Isaac was concealed from them. And Esau, returning from the field, met Nimrod and his mighty men returning from their hunt. And Esau lay in wait for Nimrod in the field. And Esau suddenly rose up upon Nimrod and slew him. And he fought a desperate fight with the men that were with Nimrod. And Esau slew 2 of his men. The rest fled from before him. And Esau took the valuable garments of Nimrod, which Nimrod's father had bequeathed to him, and by which he prevailed over the whole land. And he ran and concealed them in his house. Esau hid the garments for many days, and afterward he coveted them, and with desire he kept them. And Esau said in his heart, What profit shall these garments be to me? And he was wearied unto death through the fight and through grief, when he sat before Jacob his brother. And he said unto Jacob, Behold, I shall die this day, and wherefore do I want the birthright? And Jacob acted wisely with Esau in this matter, and Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. And Jacob wrote the whole of this in a book, and he testified it with witnesses, and the book remained in the hands of Jacob. And when Nimrod, the son of Cush, died, his men took him and buried him in his city, and the kingdom was divided into many divisions. And all those parts that Nimrod reigned over were restored to the respective kings of the land, who recovered them after his death. And the people of Nimrod were enslaved many years to all the other kings of the land. And Esau, at that time, after he had sold his birthright to Jacob, was despised in the sight of Jacob and in the sight of Isaac and Rebekah. And the Lord gave strength to Jacob and wisdom to understand, for he was yet a youth of 15 years. And Jacob read the books which were in the hands of his fathers, and he studied them day and night, and he was familiar with all the ways of the Lord, and he was wise and understanding. And Esau lived in the field, hunting beasts, and bringing what he took to his father, and he remained in the field. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a man perfect and wise, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau, for he did eat of his venison, and Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob always came home in the evening, and he brought home what he had obtained by robbery and by violence. And Isaac would eat of it, for he desired it, and Rebekah reproved Jacob concerning this. And Jacob brought home the clean animals, and he brought also the tithe of what he obtained to the Lord, and the Lord blessed Jacob. And Isaac knew that Jacob had done wisely in selling his birthright to him, and Isaac loved him exceedingly. And Jacob continued to grow in strength and wisdom and in all the ways of the Lord. And Esau was not willing to walk in the ways of the Lord, and he despised the birthright. And Esau forsook the commandments of the Lord, and went after the desires of his heart and the wickedness of his ways. And Esau repented not of what he had done, and he despised his birthright and the blessing, and he had no portion in the inheritance of the Lord. Chapter 28. And in those days, after the death of Abraham, in that year the Lord appeared to Isaac, the son of Abraham, and said unto him, Rise up, go to Gerar, unto Abimelech king of the Philistines, and remain there, for I shall not descend to Egypt in the days of this famine. Rise and dwell in the land of Gerar, and I will be with thee and bless thee. For to thee and unto thy seed will I give all these lands, and I will establish the oath which I swore unto Abraham thy father. And Isaac rose up and dwelt in Gerar, as the Lord commanded him. And Isaac was in that land 3 years. And when the men of the place saw that Rebekah was very beautiful, they sought to take her by force. But Isaac kept himself from them. And he prayed to the Lord for deliverance, and the Lord gave him favor in the eyes of Abimelech, king of the Philistines. And Abimelech commanded his men not to touch him or his wife. And Isaac was delivered out of the hand of the Philistines, and the Lord was with him, and he waxed great, and the Lord blessed him. And Isaac had possessions of flocks and possessions of herds, and great store of servants, and the Philistines envied him. And all the wells which the servants of Abraham had dug in the days of Abraham, the Philistines stopped them and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And Isaac departed thence, and he pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar, and dwelt there. And Isaac digged again the wells of water which the servants of Abraham his father had dug, and the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham. And he called their names after the names which his father had called them. And Isaac's servants dug in the valley, and found there a well of springing water. And the shepherds of Gerar strove with Isaac's shepherds, saying, The water is ours. And they called the name of the well Esek, because they contended with him. And they dug another well, and they strove for that also. And he called the name of it Sitnah. And he removed from thence, and dug another well, and for that they strove not. And he called the name of it Rehoboth. And Isaac said, For now the Lord had made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Isaac in that night, and said, I am the God of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and I will bless thee, and multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And Isaac built an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord. And he pitched his tent there, and his servants dug a well there. Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar, and Ahuzzath, one of his friends, and Phicol, the chief captain of the army. And Isaac said unto them, Wherefore are you come unto me, seeing you hate me, and have sent me away from you? And they said, We saw certainly that the Lord was with thee. And we said, Let there now be an oath between us, even between us and thee, and let us make a covenant with thee. That thou wilt do us no harm, as we have not touched thee, and as we have done unto thee nothing but good, and have sent thee away in peace. Thou art now the blessed of the Lord. And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. And they rose up in the morning, and they swore one to another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well which they had dug, and said unto him, We have found water. And he called it Sheba. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba unto this day. And Esau at that time, after the death of Abraham, frequently went in the field to hunt. And Nimrod, the king of Babel, the same was Amraphel, also frequently went with his mighty men to hunt in the field. And Nimrod was observing Isaac all the days, for he was jealous of him. Chapter 29. And Esau at that time, after the death of Abraham, frequently went in the field to hunt. And Nimrod, king of Babel, also went with his mighty men to hunt in the field. And Nimrod was observing Esau all the days, for he was jealous of him. And Nimrod followed him in the wild to watch him. And Esau was cunning in the field. And one day Esau went into the field to hunt, and he found Nimrod walking in the wilderness with two of his men. And Esau concealed himself for Nimrod, and he lay in wait for him in the field. And Esau rushed suddenly upon Nimrod and slew him. And he fought a desperate fight with the two men that were with Nimrod. And when they called out to him, Esau turned and smote them to death with his sword. And all the mighty men of Nimrod, who had left him to go to the wilderness, heard the cry at a distance, and they knew the voice of those men, and they ran to know the cause of it, when they found their king and the two men that were with him lying dead in the wilderness. And when Esau saw the mighty men of Nimrod coming at a distance, he fled, and thereby escaped. And Esau took the valuable garments of Nimrod, which Nimrod's father had bequeathed to Nimrod, and with which Nimrod prevailed over the whole land, and he ran and concealed them in his house. And Esau took those garments and ran into the city on account of Nimrod's men. And he came into his father's house, wearied and exhausted from fight, and he was ready to die through grief when he killed Nimrod and his men. And the garments of Nimrod were in that time with Esau in the house. And when Esau saw that he was weary, he sat down to rest, and Jacob his brother was then fixing pottage at his house. And Esau said to Jacob, Arise, I pray thee, and give me a little of that red pottage which thou hast made, for I am faint and weary this day. And Jacob answered his brother Esau, Sell me this day as thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I shall die this day, and wherefore then do I want the birthright? And Jacob was exceedingly rejoiced at Esau's words. And Jacob said unto Esau, Swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and sold his birthright unto Jacob. And Jacob gave his brother Esau bread and pottage, and he ate till he was satisfied. And Esau despised his birthright, for this was from the Lord, to cause Jacob to be honored, and the birthright to be delivered unto him. And after the death of Abraham, the Lord blessed Isaac his son, and Isaac dwelt at Beersheba, and he was in peace in the land. And Isaac was very rich, and Pharaoh, king of Egypt, often asked after him, desiring to see him, and to hear his words, and Isaac would not go to him. Chapter 30. And when King Aram of Mesopotamia died, the people of the land made Balaam, the son of Beor, king in his stead. And Balaam reigned in his place for 30 years. And the Lord delivered Laban, the son of Bethuel, the Aramean, into his hand, and he gave him his daughter for a wife. And Balaam heard the report of Isaac, the son of Abraham, that he was very rich and blessed of God, and he envied him greatly, and sought to destroy him, but he could not. And Balaam arose and went forth with his 2 sons, and they came to the land of Canaan to consult with Isaac. And they sought a word of divination against Jacob and Esau, but the Lord frustrated their counsel, and it came to naught. And Isaac blessed Jacob, and he commanded him, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan, but go to the house of Bethuel, the father of thy mother, and take unto thee a wife from the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother. And Jacob hearkened to the voice of his father and mother, and he went to Paddan Aram. And Jacob was 77 years old when he went out of the land of Canaan from Beersheba. And he came to Haran, and he dwelt there 20 years. And he took unto him wives, Leah and Rachel, the daughters of Laban, and the maidservants, Zilpah and Bilhah. And he begat 11 sons and 1 daughter. And afterward Jacob returned to the land of Canaan, to his father and mother who were dwelling at Hebron. And the people of the land gave him great welcome, and he dwelt in safety with his family. And Isaac was old and stricken in years, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see. And Jacob ministered to him continually. And it came to pass after many days, Jacob went to Shechem to his sons, for he heard that they were guarding their flocks in that place. Chapter 31. And in the 7th year of Jacob's service, which he served Laban, Laban gave unto Jacob for a wife his elder daughter Leah. And at the end of the 7 years, Jacob said unto Laban, Give me my wife, for the days of my service are fulfilled. And Laban made a feast, and took Leah his elder daughter, and brought her to Jacob in the evening. And Jacob came to her, and Jacob did not know that she was Leah. And Laban gave his daughter Leah his handmaid Zilpah for a handmaid. And Jacob called unto Laban in the morning, and said unto him, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Behold, I served thee for Rachel, and why hast thou beguiled me? And Laban said unto Jacob, It is not so done in our place, to give the younger before the elder. Now, therefore, if thou wilt serve me another 7 years, I will give thee Rachel my daughter for a wife. And Jacob did so, and he also served Laban 7 years more. And Laban gave him Rachel his daughter for a wife. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, her handmaid, for a handmaid. And Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah, for he served Laban 14 years. And Jacob came also unto Rachel, and he loved her exceedingly. And the Lord opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And the Lord saw that Leah was hated, and he opened her womb. And she conceived and bare Jacob, Reuben, and afterward Simeon, and afterward Levi, and afterward Judah. And she left bearing for a time. And Rachel envied her sister, and she said unto Jacob, Give me children, and if not, I die. And Jacob was very angry with Rachel, and said, Am I in God's stead, who hath withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? And Rachel gave her handmaid Bilhah to Jacob for a wife, and she conceived, and bare Jacob Dan, and afterward Naphtali. And when Leah saw that she had left bearing, she also gave her handmaid Zilpah to Jacob for a wife, and she conceived and bare Jacob Gad, and afterward Asher. And Leah again conceived and bare Jacob Issachar, and afterward Zebulun, 6 sons in those days, and afterward she bare a daughter named Dinah. And God remembered Rachel, and she conceived and bare Jacob a son, and Jacob called his name Joseph. Chapter 32. And at that time Jacob sent messengers to Esau his brother unto the land of Seir, to say unto him, Thus saith thy servant Jacob, I have sojourned with Laban, and tarried until now. And I have oxen and asses and flocks, and men servants and women servants. And I have sent to tell my Lord, that I may find grace in thy sight. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that were with him, and the flocks and herds and camels into 2 bands. And he said, If Esau come to the company and smite it, then the other company which is left shall escape. And Jacob prayed unto the Lord and said, O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he come and smite me, and the mother with the children. And Jacob took a present for Esau his brother, 200 she-goats, and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes, and 20 rams, 30 milk camels with their colts, 40 kine, and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses, and 10 foals. And he delivered them into the hand of his servants, every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, Pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove. And Jacob himself passed that night in the camp. And he rose up in the night, and took his 2 wives, and his 2 handmaids, and his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them, and sent them over the brook, and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And Jacob said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked him and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And Jacob divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the 2 handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And Jacob passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. Chapter 33. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And Esau lifted up his eyes, and saw the women and the children, and said, Who are those with thee? And he said, The children which God hath graciously given thy servant. Then the handmaidens came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And Esau said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand, for therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God hath dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And Esau said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And Jacob said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure, until I come after my Lord unto Seir. And Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needeth it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Shalom, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Paddan Aram, and pitched his tent before the city. And he bought a parcel of a field, where he had spread his tent, at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And he erected there an altar, and called it El Elohe Israel. Chapter 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And Shechem the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, and he took her, and lay with her, and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter, and his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor the son of Shechem went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you, give her him to wife. And make you marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And you shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. And Shechem said unto his father and to his brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what you shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as you shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if you will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if you will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, These men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein, for the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised, as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep, and their oxen, and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, You have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I, being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? Chapter 35. And God said unto Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Jacob said unto his household, and to all that were with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments, and let us arise, and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. So Jacob came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is, Bethel, he and all the people that were with him. And he built there an altar, and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. But Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak, and the name of it was called Elon Bakuth. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Paddan Aram, and blessed him. And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. And God went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon. And Jacob called the name of the place where God spoke with him, Bethel. And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephrath. And Rachel travailed, and she had hard labor. And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, thou shalt have this son also. And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Ani, but his father called him Benjamin. And Rachel died, and was buried in the way to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a pillar upon her grave, that is, the pillar of Rachel's grave unto this day. And Israel journeyed, and spread his tent beyond the tower of Edar. And it came to pass, when Israel dwelt in that land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin. And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan, and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him in Paddan Aram. And Jacob came unto Isaac his father unto Mamre, unto the city of Arba, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. And the days of Isaac were 180 years. And Isaac gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people, being old and full of days. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Chapter 36. And Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Bashemoth, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebahoth. And Adah bare to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemoth bare Reuel. And Aholibamah bare Jeush, and Jalam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. And Esau took his wives, and his sons, and his daughters, and all the persons of his house, and his cattle, and all his beasts, and all his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. For their riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau; Reuel, the son of Bashemoth, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Reuel, Nahath and Zerah, Shammah and Mizah. These were the sons of Bashemoth, Esau's wife. And these were the sons of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon, Esau's wife, and she bare to Esau Jeush and Jalam and Korah. These were dukes of the son of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn of Esau, Duke Teman, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Kenaz, Duke Korah, Duke Gatam, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adah. And these are the sons of Reuel, Esau's son, Duke Nahath, Duke Zerah, Duke Shammah, Duke Mizah. These are the dukes that came of Reuel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Bashemoth, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Aholibamah, Esau's wife, Duke Jeush, Duke Jalam, Duke Korah. These were the dukes that came of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, Esau's wife. These are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and these are their dukes. These are the sons of Seir, the Horite, who inhabited the land, Lotan and Shobal and Zibeon and Anah, and Dishon and Ezer and Dishon. These are the dukes of the Horites, the children of Seir in the land of Edom. And the children of Lotan were Hori and Hemam, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. And the children of Shobal were these: Alvan and Manahath and Abel and Shepho and Onam. And these are the children of Zibeon, both Ajah and Anah. This was that Anah that found the mules in the wilderness, as he fed the asses of Zibeon his father. And the children of Anah were these: Dishon and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah. And these are the children of Dishon: Hemdan and Eshban, Ithran and Charon. The children of Ezer are these: Bilhan and Zavan and Achan. The children of Dishon are these: Uz and Aran. These are the dukes that came of the Horites: Duke Lotan, Duke Shobal, Duke Zibeon, Duke Anah. Duke Dishon, Duke Ezer, Duke Dishon, these are the dukes that came of Hori, among their dukes in the land of Seir. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom, before there reigned any king over the children of Israel. And Bela the son of Beor reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. And Bela died, and Jobab the son of Zerah of Bozrah reigned in his stead. And Jobab died, and Husham of the land of Temeni reigned in his stead. And Husham died, and Hadad the son of Bedad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead, and the name of his city was Avith. And Hadad died, and Samlah of Masrekah reigned in his stead. And Samlah died, and Saul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his stead. And Saul died, and Baal-Hanan, the son of Achbor, reigned in his stead. And Baal-Hanan, the son of Achbor, died, and Hadar reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. And these are the names of the dukes of Esau, according to their families, after their places, by their names: Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Jeheth, Duke Ahalabama, Duke Elah, Duke Pinon, Duke Kenaz, Duke Teman, Duke Mibzar, Duke Magdiel, Duke Eram. These be the dukes of Edom, according to their habitations in the land of their possession. Esau is the father of the Edomites.